if you got big plans for 2026 with your investments, look no other than Nancy Pelosi, the GOAT.
best.
I mean, listen, she is like, folks, can you do me a favor? I'll give you guys 5 seconds. Get your pen and paper out and take notes. The legend's resume is about to be shown. And you know all of these investments she made was all due to research and intuition. It's all about her gut.
Gut feeling.
She's got that gut, the instinct, the intuition of a Warren Buffett on steroids. By the way, you're about to find out what their net worth was before they started investing to where they are today. Rob, please play this clip. The legend.
Reportedly raking in more than $130 million in profits from trading stocks during her 37 years in Congress. That's according to a new report by the New York Post. The former House Speaker saw a whopping return of nearly 17,000% while in office.
The guy's laughing.
Almost had a heart attack.
For taking office in 1987, a financial forum showed California Democrat and her husband reporting up to
their net worth was $785 stocks to $133
worth of stocks in their portfolio. The report comes days after the 85-year-old announced she won't be seeking re-election.
This is the kind of stuff that makes people just hate government, hate politicians. It's disgusting.
Is that compost?
I don't know why.
She's the best.
There's nothing happening to her. That's clearly inside information. There's no way she's that smart.
Clearly.
It's a very, very profitable business to be in politics.
Yeah.
Can you pause it? What I don't like is every once in a while when you get a legend that comes through, people don't want to give her credit.
You have to tip your hat off to
Listen,
her.
are you kidding? She is possibly the greatest insider trader in the history of politics. Who do you put ahead of her, Tom? She's a legend. Why don't we recognize legends like her?
No, she's right up there on Mount Trademore. She is number one up there. And I'm upset she's retiring. Why can't they just have her move her office across the street to the SSA, Social Security Administration, and manage the Social Security Administration Trust Fund? Why can't they do that?
I know.
She'd be doing a service to people on Social Security like her. She's about to receive a Social Security check. Lord knows she needs it. That's what I think. But you know what? Every now and then, there's an old saying.
Estimated net worth, 240 to 280.
I'll tell you, I don't know who said it. We can look it up and find out who said it. But it was the following quote, and I love it. Every now and then, an innocent man is sent to the legislature.
Every once in a while.
An innocent man is sent to the legislature. And when we hear all the jokes that we make, led by me, I do think it's really pathetic that we don't have conflict of interest or insider rules for our elected officials. And we make jokes about it. Comedians make jokes about it. Everybody makes jokes about it because it's this joke in plain sight. So Martha Stewart over a less than $200,000 gain. That's a lot of money. That's 2-3 years salary for people. But think about it. Martha did time for less than $200,000.
Yep.
This person made $133 million for the time she did in Congress. We got to give greater voice to the people that have been trying to put those bills. And there's been a couple of them this year, right, Pat? That people have been trying to put trader bills out there on them a couple times this year. And I think the Congress just needs to get serious. They'll never vote for line item veto. They'll never vote balanced budget amendment. But can you at least vote that there's no insider trading in Congress?
You think she's stepping away because of being age and done and health? Or you think she's stepping away because this Congress not being able to invest is getting so close that on both sides they want to pass it, that she just wants that to be gone and doesn't happen under her watch?
I think there's a little of that. There has to be a little of that.
Okay.
But
Nancy
is frail. You see her everywhere. You see her now. She's holding the elbow of somebody who's like escorting her. It looks like a security person.
Man.
Exactly.
By the way, we're 40 years away from that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and by the way, I'm just being observant, right? You observe where you see Nancy. The security people are people next to her. She's holding the elbow, just same way I do with my mom.
Yeah.
And so, number one, health-wise, it's time for her. Number two, you listen to the way she's reasoning, and you know what I'm saying? She's not as sharp as she once was.
Gone.
She's not saying wild-ass crap the way Biden was.
Not
and
Biden
she's
level.
not shaking hands with ghosts the way Biden was. But you can see the human frailty. Good grief, she's 85 years old. But Pat, I also believe that's the last thing she wants on her legacy is to have one of those things passed and to have her accounts be the first one at the top of the list for a congressional hearing. She don't want that.
I have a different take on why, but it'll be a later story that I'll bring her back up.
Adam.
So, PBD, can you do some math with me real quick? So she's been in office 38 years. She's made, what, 170,000%? 17,000%?
17,000%.
Okay. $133 million in profits.
Yep.
So maybe I'm doing the math wrong. 17,000 divided by 38 years, right? That would give you an average rate of return each year. Is that how you would do it? Comes out to 447% a year. How would you do that math?
If that's a straight return, yes, but you have to
Correct.
use compound interest.
Yeah, you
so,
have to compound
so,
it
so
back.
to ask,
yes.
if I started with $785,000 in an account in 1987, and now I have $133 million in that account.
What's my CAGR?
What has been my
Cumulative annual growth rate, CAGR.
okay? So I think it's still a big number, by the way.
What's the number?
It should be a big number because you're dealing with compound interest is what you're dealing with. But 15% per year. Your
That's
CAGR
it?
is 15% per year from 785. Rob, what is it telling you?
I have the numbers wrong. 785 and the total is 130.
$130 million. So she is 167x'd.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to find out is what is the annual?
Average rate of return.
Yes.
Right? Because the average annual return on the S&P 500,
See, it says if you want, I can do the annual. I can give you the CAGR and
Yes.
say yes.
Because Tom, the average annual rate of return is 8 to 10% from the S&P 500, right? Depending on inflation, depending on
14.46% is what she's.
So it doesn't seem like an
14.7%.
absurd number to average 15% a year, does it?
15% a year, no. But the part that sounds absurd, you have to also realize that's how much is in the portfolio. They're guesstimating their net worth is around $250 million. You're
So
assuming
outside of the
you're
portfolio as
assuming
well.
the 785 they never took money out to buy a house or buy weddings and all this other stuff
buy
that they
an
have
election,
to do.
you know.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
I would say they're probably at 30 to 40% rate of return with some of the activities that they had. That's been a little bit suspicious.
And specifically, I know we kind of clown on Paul Pelosi after that rendezvous with the hammer. What does he actually do
Hammer's
for work?
$22. So.
What does he actually do for work? Because everyone, piles on Nancy. But what does her husband do? Because I assume he's the moneymaker in the family.
He just invests and does that type of stuff.
Okay, what do you mean he just invests?
That's what he does. He doesn't
They're
have a
worth
job.
$250 million bucks.
Yeah, she tips him off and he
So
invests.
he's a venture capitalist and he's he runs
He's a
an investment
listener of
firm?
Nancy Pelosi. He just listens to what she gets from the insiders, and that's what she does.
I mean, it's her husband.
Yeah, she's in Congress for
So
how long?
why
She
is
gets the
nobody?
scoop.
If she is doing something illegal, do you think she's done something actually illegal and broken the laws, or are our Stock Act laws so gray that politicians can just maneuver within this with no accountability, and you can just yell at them and call them frauds, but nothing actually happens? Which one do you think it is?
So has she actually broken the law? I can't say yes or no, but I can say this. You know what I've been doing with Autopilot since July 1st.
Yep.
I went in and looked at those lists of things and the things that were bought, and Palantir showed up and came and went, before the announcement on Congress. And remember, they're reading off all of the forms that have to get filed. And so the interesting thing about all this is that you can see the trades happening there, and CNN and others and Fox have pointed out trades that were made by our elected officials, and then 3 weeks later there's a bill that says, oh, you and you get the government contract to do
I guess
security.
this is the main thing, Tom.
So I can't say yes, she broke the law.
It's
but
a
I can say
very
that's
basic question
pretty
for you.
suspicious.
The basic question for you is the following: Do you think people who are in office who have access to information that you don't have, they should be able to invest in a market based on information that they have?
No.
Should they be able to invest in the market? Yes. Should they be able to actively trade based on information? Hell
How do you
no.
I can
manage
tell
that?
the difference.
How do you manage
So
that?
you put it in the index fund and that's it. I feel like there should be a rule that you cannot do active trading, right? Because there's passive
That's
investing.
what she's doing.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I assume that who's the Republican version of Nancy?
Oh, there's plenty of them.
That's my point.
No, this is not a left
She's the
hand.
poster child of this. This
Yeah,
isn't a
but
left and
she's
right
the
winner.
highest ranking person to do what she's done at the levels that she's
No
done.
doubt.
Yeah.
She's the poster child
Yeah.
for this. But there's Republicans
Of
guilty of
course.
this as well. Who is it?
Romney is, well, Romney was a successful guy before. Yeah.
Correct. With Bain Capital, I believe.
But you could have a few other guys here that could be on. Like Mitch
Richards.
McConnell is a good one.
Perfect.
Okay. But look at Mitch McConnell's profit. How much was that?
$6 million.
Okay. Look at hers.
Yeah, come on.
They're not in the same league. 24.1 million.
What I'd be
just
most
greedy as
interested
hell.
in hearing is what politicians from the left and the right are saying about this. Who was our buddy that was here that's the representative in Silicon
Ro Khanna.
Valley? Ro Khanna. Isn't
Yeah.
he actively talking about something like this? He wants to stop the stock.
Yes. Yes, it's not
I would
only
love to
him,
see
though.
a bipartisan
AOC
approach.
is, a few different people are on both sides. Even Anna Paulina Luna that was here the other day when we spoke to her, Tom.
Senator Mark Kelly set up an ethics
Mark
committee,
Kelly, Arizona.
approved blind trust, and demonstrated that he had moved all of his assets into the blind trust. And the blind trust purpose is for the independent financial advisors to trade limited transactions, and he is not part of the decision-making process. Mostly were related to REITs and indexes.
Bingo. So I love that you highlighted one word. Limited. You said limited. What?
Yeah, they limit the trades. They limited the
Correct.
trade flow.
Because you know, in an index fund or a passive fund, you're not in and out of the market. You're not trading based on information or new stock that might come up. The active tradings, I think, is where people get in trouble. Oh, yeah, I really heard about this. I feel like they should put a law or some sort of guideline. You cannot trade in and out of stocks. That's where you take advantage
Yeah,
of this.
so here it is. So
here's a
U.S.
different one, Mark
politicians
Kelly. Yep.
on trying to ban or restrict lawmakers from trading individual stocks because of concerns about access to non-public information.
Exactly.
John Ossoff, Senator Georgia, he's a Democrat,
Mm-hmm.
sponsored the Senate Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act. Then you have Mark Kelly, Arizona,
There's
who
the guy
is
we just talked
also a Democrat, work with Ossoff on the same thing. Then you have Josh Hawley as well, Republican, out of Missouri, who has joined it as well. You got Dean Phillips that I think he wanted to run for president.
Minnesota, yeah.
Minnesota, co-sponsored it, and then Ro Khanna, who we talked about earlier.
What?
I disagree
Michael
with a lot
Bennett
with
is
Ro
the-
Khanna, but he would know in his
The
district.
individual stocks is where you get into hot water. Because I think a politician, if they have a 401k, listen, a politician, this is how they're supposed to have retirement money, right? In their 401k or 403b or whatever it's called in Congress.
Like anybody else.
Yeah, they should be in an index fund. They should be in an ETF. They should not be able to trade individual stocks. And then there's no conflict of interest. If you're trading in out of stocks, that's where it kind of comes into all this. And then they should have a target
That's the
date
longest pause you've ever
I-
taken in
I'm
your
almost
life.
like this.
Like there was a brain. I
But
felt
yes,
like the
yeah.
brain stopped.
And I went like this. I went.
Yeah.
Because here's also
Get this man some
exactly.
coffee, folks.
Most people pray for
holy
weeks.
shit.
Because
Yeah,
Groundhog Day.
you know how when you invest in the market, PBD.
This is brought to you by ephedrine,
Exactly. Hello, wake up, Adam. Just had some coffee.
Rip Fuel.
So when Warren Buffett says, "Listen, put your money in S&P 500 and just invest in America," but that's not your only component of an asset
Let's
allocation.
get past the story.
Let me just ask you one question,
Go
PBD.
ahead, Rob.
What percent of your asset allocation is in American funds, American companies, versus international?
I am pro-America. I am very little international.
I just traded.
Yeah.
So I have my money with Fidelity. Apparently, if you want to do a world index, like a world conglomerate, what do you call it? They mandate that you do 2/3 of your portfolio into America and 1/3 into international. I'm speaking to my guys. I said, let me ask you guys a question. Over the last 10 years, what has been the rate of return for the S&P 500 versus whatever you're calling the world index that has emerging markets and everything? And basically it was double the rate of return, America versus the international. I go, so why am I invested in international at all? They go, well, we want to diversify. I go, F your diversification. Put everything 100% into America.
Damn.
Everything. So what's my point? Every single one of these politicians should be in an ETF, S&P 500, all in America. I don't need you investing in emerging markets in India. I don't want you talking about a new company in Bangladesh. 100% of their stock allocation should be in America, and you should not be able to actively trade in and out of it.
Let's go to the next one. Good point. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. And what we want to do for the veterans who are watching this, we have a whole new series of merch for veterans. Rob, if you can zoom in into some of these guys here. Whether you're Army, we got an Army Future Looks Bright. We got, go a little bit lower, Rob, if you could. We got those hats with the Velcro. That right there, the Army Future Looks Bright patch is insane. Go lower, Rob. You know, Air Force, Navy, keep going, keep going, keep going. We got those green hats.
Oh, that one's
those
sick.
green hats, they won't last long. No. Every time we have those, they disappear. The one on the right, it's absolutely sick. On the front of it, it says Future Looks Bright. U.S. Armed Forces, Marines, keep going. And then you have the USA hat. That's another one. It's one of our most, I think it's the top 5 most reviewed hats of all time that you have right there. The USA with the, what do you call it?
Camouflage.
The camouflage on there. Armed Forces in the middle with the dog tag. 6 shirt. Keep going lower, Rob. Keep going lower. And you got the Army greens. The hats in the middle. And then go to the next one. That Angry Patriot shirt to the right. You got a bunch of stuff here. And here's what it is. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order, use the code VETERAN for a discount, VETERAN for a discount, and 10% of every purchase made will go to charities that are related to folks who are serving, and we have a handful of them that we're working with. Trust me, we're very selective on which one then we go through. 10% of whatever purchase is made will go to different charities out there, and if you use the code VETERAN, you'll get a 10% discount as well. Some of those items are, limited supply that we ordered, so be sure to go out there and place the order for yourself. And if it's not you, you have a friend that went to the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, gift them something from this that watches the podcast. Again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order using the discount VETERAN. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.